Ryan, today you're heading out on a business trip, right?
That's right. Why are you asking me about that, though, Gabby? You already saw me leaving the house this morning with my suitcase and everything that I usually take on my business trips, right?
That's true. There wasn't really a serious reason for asking you, actually. I was just making sure there wasn't any changes of plans for you, or you might have to come home earlier or later from that trip. You know, you won't have anything like that coming up, right?
Well, there's never 100% chance that nothing is gonna change with my schedule or anything, but I've already arrived at my hotel now and will be staying here for a night or two.
I see now. Well, if that's the case, then I have nothing left to ask. Sorry for asking you something strange like this when you're probably really busy.
Well, it's not a problem, I guess.
Now, you have a good time with that business trip. And good night.
Sure, good night. Ryan, good evening. This is Rick. I'm sorry for getting in touch with you like this so late in the evening. If you're getting in touch with me at a time like this, though, then that means... That's correct. I got invited to go out with your wife tonight. And what did you say back to her? Just as we had talked about the last time we chatted, I said no to her, and then gave her my reason for wanting to break up with her. I made it clear that had I known she was a married woman before, I would have never gone out with her like I had been. Also, in order to get her to stay together with you and not run off, I made sure not to say anything about you during the breakup. All right. Thank you for doing that. You thanking me right now for something like this? I understand that I had no clue at the time, but I still laid my hands on your wife and did things with her that I never ever should have. But the reason you ever did that was because she lied to you and said that she was single. But even still, I am so very sorry for what happened. Don't bother apologizing for it. You actually listened to what I had asked you to do and told her off, saying that you no longer wanted to see her. There's nothing else I'm upset about regarding you, and I don't want anything else from you, so relax. Thank you so much for saying that. And now, until I've gone and finished things up with Gabby, I'm gonna keep your phone number and everything in my phone in case I need to talk with you again. Is that all right? I'll leave whatever you have planned to do up to your discretion. Understood. Then, for the time being, this was all I needed from you. All right. I'm so sorry for causing all this trouble for you, and thank you so much for understanding why this happened and working with me to end it all.
Ryan, I'm sorry. I would like for you and I to get a divorce.
What? What's all of this about?
Good point. To you, none of this probably makes any sense at all and is very sudden for you. But to be honest, I have found myself a new man that I really like.
Huh? What are you trying to say, Gabby? You are my wife, aren't you? So you have to get how crazy what you're saying to me right now is, right?
But there was no helping this. I mean, even he is in love with me.
Who is the man you're talking about right now?
I am pretty sure if I told you his name, you still wouldn't know him. But his name is Rick, and he's a 23-year-old man.
What?
For a bit he told me that he didn't want to see me anymore because he found out that I was a married woman. But in the end, he came back saying he couldn't forget about me and had to become my husband. Alright? Right now, he really wants for the both of us to get married soon.
Why did things turn out like that?
Tomorrow, I'm being proposed to by him.
Huh? Why do you keep going on and on about your guys' situation like that? You just said that the both of you are already planning on getting married, yet he hasn't actually proposed to you yet?
This is why I want you and I to get a divorce, Ryan.
Hey!
I left all of the divorce papers at the house for you, so please sign them and go hand them in.
Don't tell me that you've already gone and left the house!
I have, though. I have to start preparing for when he proposes to me tomorrow, and that requires me to be divorced from you and out of your house.
Hold on, you need to slow your horses there.
I'm not slowing down for you anymore. I'm sorry. Make sure to hand those divorce papers in before 5 p.m. when the courthouse is said to close.
I'm telling you to hold on, Gabby!
Goodbye, forever.
Ryan, I know it has been a bit since you and I last talked, so I'm sorry, but something really crazy has happened on my end. What the hell am I supposed to do about all this? Did Gabby come out to you asking to stay at your place? She did. Just a second ago, she arrived at my apartment and started to ring my doorbell non-stop over and over again. She's still out there, sitting on the ground with some suitcases alongside her. She told me that starting today, her and I would be living together, and that's why she brought most of her things along with her to my place. I can't believe this. Do you have any idea what the hell is going on with her? She was telling me just a bit ago about how she thinks that you'll be proposing to her soon. What? You made sure to tell her that you wanted to break up with her, right? Of course I did. I've already gone and made sure to delete everything I had about her off my phone. Also, I have myself a girlfriend right now that I'm planning to get married to really soon here. Wait, you already have another girlfriend and you're planning to marry her already? I do agree that things have moved very fast between her and I, but I'm being serious when I say that I'm not interested in Gabby anymore. Look, both my parents heard about the situation I was in with Gabby and you, and so they told me that if I really wanted to make things right and show her that I wasn't interested anymore, I'd have to find someone else to make mine. And so I ran into this woman I'm with currently, and after a little while, things developed into a very serious relationship where we're both planning to marry one another. So that's what happened there. She happens to understand everything that's happened with me and does not hold any of it against me. That's how open-minded and kind of a person she is. She's the kind of person I want to cherish for the rest of my life. Right now, the both of us are talking about things like our future together in a very serious manner, which means I don't want to go back to some lying woman who never told me about being married to another man. I see. I believe you, Rick. Thank you so much. So how are things going with Gabby right now? She's still out there sitting on the ground waiting for me. I never answered the door or made any noise, so I think she believes that I'm not home and is waiting for me to come back and see her. You can go ahead and report this to the police if you want. What? Are you really okay with me doing something like that to your wife, though? I'm already working on finishing everything off over on my end, and for the most part, I'm prepared to deal the final blow to her and be done with her. So you don't have to worry about her and my relationship with one another anymore. Understood.
Hey, Ryan? I'm back home now. Why are all of your things no longer in our house now?
Oh, so you came all the way back to the house?
I sure did. It turns out I was being played by Rick that whole entire time. He invited me all the way out to his place, making it sound like he wanted to get back together with me and all. Yet, all he did was sit in his place acting like he never was home. And then he went and called the freaking police on me. And for that past week since that day, I have been having to go through all sorts of crap. My parents both had to come all the way out to the police station to come and get me, and were pissed. And I was informed that Rick went ahead and had a restraining order placed on me so that I could never go near him or his apartment ever again.
Oh, he got a restraining order on you, did he?
Right? He's such a jerk for doing that, right? He should have been proposing to me then, but instead, all of this had to happen to me.
I have something I'd like to ask you about. What was your reason for thinking that he was actually going to end up proposing to you then?
What?
What you were telling me before is that he left you saying that he never knew before that you were a married woman, right? And then you said something about how he said he could never forget about you and that he'd propose to you. Can you explain to me what your reasoning was behind thinking he'd propose to you?
I saw him going out to buy an engagement ring from the store. It had only been a couple of months since we broke up, and so I assumed that he was buying that ring for me because there was no way he had anyone else to give it to.
And so that's why you just assumed that he'd be wanting to propose to you because in your head that was his only choice? And that's why you left me with our divorce papers and left the house to go to his? You thought that he'd allow you to start living with him at his apartment even though he hadn't spoken to you for months?
He should have wanted to propose to me and let me move in, but for some reason he acted like he wasn't home at the time and never came to answer the door for me. And then for some reason, he called the police on me.
Rick is married to another woman now.
Huh?
Right after he went and broke up with you, he found himself another woman and things started to get hot there. They went on and on about how they both wanted to get married to one another, and just yesterday it seems as though he and she got married at the courthouse.
What?
In other words, when you saw him going out and buying that engagement ring from the store, you saw him buying a ring for that woman he has been wanting to marry.
Hold on a second. Why do you know so much about all of that? I only ever told you Rick's name and his age. Nothing else, right?
You're too soft. It's been months now since I first realized that you'd been cheating on me, and when I first realized that, I made sure to get to work on finding out everything that I could.
No way.
And the one that went and told Rick about how you were a married woman was me.
No way. How could that... You were doing all of that right behind my back?
And it wasn't just Rick you'd been with back then. There were plenty of other men too, right? From what I'd found, you were also with 2 other men who happened to both be married.
What? No, wait, whatever you found on those 2 other men is wrong, Ryan.
If you'd really like for me to pull out all the evidence I have, there are plenty of pictures of you with them.
Evidence?
Remember, I made sure to start looking into all of your cheating the moment I realized what you were doing behind my back. And so there are plenty of pictures I had taken of you with other men besides just Rick. But it wasn't like I did all that myself, as I never had that much time to follow you around all the time. So I hired a detective.
You went and got yourself a detective?
I had to, because of all the men you were with. I really didn't have the time to be going out and taking all of those pictures while you were with them, and so I made the choice to hire someone else to do that. And man, was that the right choice. Because of him, I now have so much evidence piled up that you will never be able to talk your way out of any of this.
No. How far did you end up looking into things?
The thing that really surprised me when the detective came back with his findings was that in the past there were multiple cases of you stealing other women's boyfriends from them. When it comes to that Rick you'd been with, he was originally a crush of one of your friends, and you wanted to take him from her. The fact that you have a history of stealing men from other women like that has really sealed away the idea that I have of you now.
So you were able to find out about all of that as well?
Man, you really did a good job trying to fool me.
No way. Does this mean for the past week, me not being able to hear anything from both of you has been because...
That's right. Rick and I had been working on talking with all of those men you'd been with, as well as their wives, in order to get settlements from you all.
You have been already doing all of that behind my back.
I have been working towards all of this for months now, Gabby. Now, as for the house situation and why my things are no longer there, I went ahead and transferred jobs within the company and have moved away with my parents in tow. So don't even bother trying to go to my old office or my parents' old house.
What is going on here? What's going to happen to me?
Ah, that's a good point. I was just about to get to all of that. To start, my lawyer is gonna head out and visit you.
Your lawyer?
He has to be there in order to tell you about the settlement I'll be getting from you thanks to all of that evidence I've gained.
A settlement?
Why are you getting so surprised by all of this? Calm down. Please, you knew all of this would be happening if you were found out after you went and did some of the most unfaithful things known to man.
Ryan, don't you think that the two of us could try one more time being a couple?
Impossible.
That was very immediate.
I was just sending you the reply that anyone would send to you. Now, for one other thing.
There's still more that you're going to tell me about?
Before you got married to me, you were in plenty of debt, right? You went and paid that all off with my savings, correct? And never told me a thing about it.
You knew about that?
That was actually the first thing I noticed you'd done behind my back. It was because of that and me taking a look into why you would do such a thing to me that I found another trail leading to you cheating on me with multiple different men.
No way.
I know this is pretty obvious for me to be saying, but you're gonna pay me back all of that money you used as well.
All of it? Do you have any idea how much I had to pay off? That's right, let's do this. We can get this divorce, but when it comes to things like having to split our properties half and half, we can just consider the amount I took from you back then as my half, and you can keep everything you have now. Alright? That should be a good solution to all of this, right?
Listen here, Gabby. When it comes to the money I had made and saved up before we got married, it doesn't fall into the same category as our shared properties.
It doesn't?
So give me that money back.
Hold on.
From now on, please talk with my lawyer about whatever else you have to say to me. And make sure to contact him when you have my money ready.
No way.
Ah, and as for the divorce papers you left me with a week ago, I already handed them in, signed and all.
I don't have any money, though. You're kidding me, right?
Not at all.
Ryan?
I started to receive call after call from Gabby wanting to talk things over with me again, but when I never did answer a single one of them, she resorted back to texting me. And each one of her texts read, "As long as I go back to you, we don't have to fight anymore, right?" I got so irritated over all of those text notifications that I just blocked her in the end. Unfortunately, both of those wives from the two other men she'd been cheating on me with have started asking her for a settlement, and she's trying even harder now to get back to me, thinking I'll be able to take care of that for her. I told my lawyer to go to her and explain that even if she was able to get back together with me, I would keep all my bank accounts closed from her so that she could never lay her hands on my money ever again, which caused her to break down crying. Eventually, it became impossible for my lawyer to even hold a simple conversation with Gabby without her breaking down, and so he got in touch with both of her parents, and they kindly paid me the settlement I'd asked for. Currently, Gabby is out in the middle of nowhere working on a farm where she's also being forced to live, making whatever money she can to pay her parents back with. However, even at that farm, she's been trying to get with the owner of the place, and when his wife found out about that, a whole new mound of problems started to form. She'll most likely be kicked off that farm pretty soon here, and will have to find other work where she can make some money to pay off all of that debt to her parents.
Grace, have you already submitted the divorce papers?
Yes, mother-in-law. No, wait. You're no longer my mother-in-law, and honestly, I don't want to call you that. So for now, I'll just refer to you as Bridget.
Do as you please. So, when are you moving out? I expect you to be gone before Sander and I return from dinner. Because if you're not, I'm going to have a few things to say about you right then and there.
I've already packed my things. Right now, I'm just waiting for the car to pick me up.
Oh, really? You've been married to my son for 30 years, and during all that time, I heard that you had no family left. But I guess you do have a friend who can come pick you up. What a surprise. So, what time are you leaving?
I'll be gone from this house in 30 minutes.
I see. Just remember, if you're still here even a minute past that, I will throw you out without hesitation.
You don't need to worry about that. I'm just as eager to leave this place as you are. I'm actually already outside the front door.
What? Wait a second. Are you saying you're outside the door with all your luggage? It's raining right now.
Yes, it is, but I'm glad there's a roof over the entrance.
How long have you been out there?
I've been out there for about 15 minutes now.
What did you just say? At least stay inside the entrance. You'll get strange looks from the neighbors.
Well, at this point, that's the least of my concerns. It's already well known around here that there's a wicked mother-in-law who loves to bully her daughter-in-law.
What?
Not to mention, you've also dumped the care of Xander and our great-aunt onto me, forcing me to do all of the household chores. Then once that caregiving was over, you kicked me out and made sure I got divorced from your son. Everyone knows about it.
What?
Did you really not know any of this?
Grace, how could you? You spread such outrageous lies about me out of spite for the divorce.
I think you're misunderstanding the situation. I haven't done anything wrong.
What?
Let's be honest. Your commands and insults are incredibly loud. It seems the neighbors picked up on that, and it spread from there.
What are you talking about?
It seems like your ride is about to arrive. I'll wrap this message up right now. I'll leave the keys in the mailbox.
Wait a minute.
I met Xander when I was 23. We were both the same age and had an arranged marriage. And now, after 30 years, here I am. I've also been living with your family for the same length of time. I must say, I've endured a lot.
Grace, just a moment. Before you leave, at least tell the neighbors that I didn't bully you or anything like that. You need to wait because I'll be home soon.
I've already gotten into the car that's come to pick me up.
What? What's going on here? Grace! Hey, I just passed the car you got into. What's up with that luxury vehicle? How could someone like you, who has been a stay-at-home wife for 30 years, possibly afford to ride in such an expensive car? You've received only a small amount from the division of assets, barely enough to cover your basic living expenses for time being. What is happening? What does this mean? Grace, you need to explain this to me right now.
Grace, good morning.
Good morning, Xander.
You were right not to tell Mom about your grandfather.
I'm glad I didn't. The last thing we needed was for her to worry about that, on top of everything else.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't expect that at all, but it did leave me feeling a bit relieved.
Well, sometimes surprises can be good, right? But how are you holding up? Is everything okay on your end?
For the most part, yes. I mean, it's been a whirlwind, but I'm managing. It's just a bit surreal to think about everything that has just happened, but at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
I understand. Just hang in there for a little while longer. We only have 3 months to go. After 3 months, Carter will be retiring from his overseas assignment, and he'll be bringing his family back home with him.
Right, and when he's back, everything should start changing for the better. It's comforting to know that your mother's plans will be turned upside down.
Exactly. It's only a matter of time now. Just a little patience is all we need. Until then, we'll keep our heads down and focus on what's important.
Absolutely.
Xander,
Mom, what is it?
what is going on here?
What do you mean?
Why is Carter's luggage arriving at our house? Carter has moved overseas with his family and has been living there for over 10 years.
Wait, did I not mention that I heard from him? He's coming back today along with his belongings.
What?
Hey, Mom, have you forgotten your own brother's age? There's more than a decade difference between you two, so at least try to remember his age.
What does his age have to do with this?
Carter is 65 years old, right?
Ah, a retirement age.
I've heard him say before that he planned to live in America after retiring.
This year was the year he was supposed to return, and he mentioned it during his visit at New Year's.
Exactly. During that visit, he even gave us a schedule. Since then, that schedule has been stuck on the fridge door, and we all agreed to follow it. Right? It's been there the whole time. I thought you were just being overly casual about things, but you seriously did nothing at all?
I can't believe it.
Not believing it doesn't change anything. You were the one who suggested using the fridge as a message board.
Wait a second.
You know, you often complain that I'm out and about all the time, so I don't get to my messages. I get your texts and read them, but somehow I don't manage to reply. And then you said it was annoying to get all this information verbally, and you suggested we use the fridge door as a communication tool. Have you forgotten that? Well, it seems like you've never gotten into the habit of checking it.
So what about the preparations?
Well, the house is in his name. When he comes back after retiring, he'll give up the house and we'll have to move out. That's been the plan, right?
Wait.
And I thought that since this news about an overseas assignment came up, I wanted you to discuss your future plans with him. It's an important issue, so I thought you should at least hear it verbally first. But you seemed so uninterested that I wasn't sure if you were paying attention. So I wrote a reminder and stuck it on the fridge, too.
Hold on. I'm going to check. I wrote it down.
Right?
But at 53 years old, going at an overseas assignment? There's no way I, in my 70s, can keep up with that. I absolutely cannot handle living abroad at this age. Are you sure you'll be okay on your own?
I'm not alone. Grace is already over there waiting for me.
What? Grace? How can that be? That ex-wife is waiting for you? That has to be a joke.
It's not a joke. The divorce is temporary, you see.
What do you mean by that? I can't believe that Grace could handle living abroad at all.
Mom, can we please stop underestimating Grace and making these dismissive comments?
What?
Sure, Grace has been a full-time housewife for years, taking care of your grandmother and father, but she graduated from a prestigious university with excellent grades. She's always been academically driven. When she took online courses to prepare for living abroad, she quickly regained her language skills without letting the long break affect her.
But the financial situation.
That's where we get to the main point of our conversation.
The main point?
First of all, Grandma passed away 2 years ago and Dad passed away 3 months ago. Grace has worked hard all those years caring for them, and now that her caregiving responsibilities have ended, you pushed for me to divorce her as if she were no longer needed.
Because I truly didn't need her anymore.
Actually, Grace's maternal grandfather is quite wealthy. At the time of the divorce talks, he approached Grace about giving her a living inheritance.
What?
It seems that Grace is the sole legal heir to her grandfather's fortune. To avoid unnecessary disputes among relatives who have no rights to inherit in the future, he wants to settle everything now.
I can't believe there was such a discussion.
You know that you would absolutely want to get involved in this conversation, and you would definitely make your opinions known.
Of course, whatever belongs to my daughter-in-law should be considered part of the family wealth. It's only natural for me to weigh in on this.
See, this is exactly why we got divorced.
What?
Common sense and the law both dictate that neither I nor you have a say in this matter. It should basically be limited to Grace reaching out for advice when she needs it. Considering this, I thought it might be best to leverage the fact that you kept pushing for the divorce to smoothly progress the discussion about the living inheritance.
Leverage?
Once divorced, we're just strangers. You wouldn't be able to interfere in someone else's family inheritance matters, would you?
Xander, you can't be serious.
I'm serious. From the beginning to the end, I've been on Grace's side. I plan to remarry her when the time is right.
Why?
Grace has told me that she could endure the caregiving duties because I, along with your mother and father, expressed our gratitude to her countless times. She said that our appreciation is what kept her going. There were times when I suggested separating, but she insisted she couldn't while taking care of your grandmother and father. There's no way I could abandon such a respectable wife. On the contrary, I feel that I owe her a lot, and I want to repay her kindness going forward.
But what am I supposed to do now?
I'm saying you should think about your future plans after Carter comes back.
I never imagined things would turn out to be like this.
Regretting the way you treated Grace won't change anything now. I just hope that your regrets will positively influence how you handle your future and your life going forward. Well, goodbye for now.
Wait, Xander, I was planning for you to take care of me when I need assistance in the future, and now you're off on an overseas assignment? I'm in trouble. Xander!
Grace, I'm currently at JFK Airport. I think it's around the middle of the night here. I just wanted to reach out before my boarding time, which is coming up soon.
Thanks for the message, Xander. I figured you'd be reaching out, so I stayed up to wait for your text.
Oh, really? I appreciate that.
By the way, how is Bridget, your mother, doing?
Well, she's managing. Right around the time Carter's luggage arrived, I quickly moved out of the house. I just sent her a quick message to say goodbye a little while ago.
I see.
Grace, I want to sincerely apologize for all the trouble I've caused you up until now.
Xander, you don't have to say all that. I really appreciate everything you've done for me, too. I'm grateful for your support.
Yeah, but let me say this. Thank you for everything up until now. I hope to continue working together as we navigate this new chapter.
Absolutely. I look forward to it.
All right then, it's almost time for me to board the plane.
Okay, please be careful during your travels.
Thanks, I will.
Not long after, her husband left home, Bridget's uncle Carter returned. For Bridget, he was a much younger brother, but he was quite sharp, and not someone she found easy to deal with. Carter naturally returned with his wife and other children, and their first encounter was quite something. Right off the bat, he bluntly stated, "If you're going to bully my wife or mistreat my children, then you need to leave." That was the way he settled things, and it made Bridget's heart sink a little. Unbeknownst to Bridget, arrangements were already in progress for her admission to a nursing home, which she could enter thanks to her pension. It seemed that her family had been making decisions for her without her knowledge, further complicating her already challenging circumstances. On the morning of her admission to the nursing home, the atmosphere was so charged that she felt she couldn't resist the tide of events. She left her beloved home in tears, heartbroken at the thought of leaving everything familiar. The weight of her situation hung heavily on her shoulders as she stepped out of her home. It felt like a piece of her soul was being left behind. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Each day was a reminder of the choices she had made and the estrangement from her family that followed. The once vibrant woman who had filled her home with laughter and love found herself isolated, engulfed in memories that now felt like ghosts haunting her. She looked out the window, watching the world go by, yearning for the familiar sights of her neighborhood, the friendly waves from neighbors, and the simple joys of her past life. Each passing car, each familiar face that she recognized but couldn't greet, felt like a stab to her heart. and it was as time had moved on without her, leaving her in desolate space of loneliness. Bridget's health began to deteriorate as well. The physical manifestations of her mental anguish were evident. She had aged significantly in what she felt like no time at all. Friends from her past life would have hardly recognized her had they seen her now. Her once bright smile had faded, replaced by a weary expression that spoke volumes of her sorrow and regret. At the nursing home, there were other residents, of course. Some were friendly, some were withdrawn, each with their own stories of loss and longing. Bridget tried to engage with them, but it was challenging. They were often wrapped up in their own worlds, battling their own demons. She could see reflections of her own struggles in their eyes, people who had been cast aside by life. One day, as she sat in the communal area, she overheard a group of women discussing their families, sharing a laughter over memories that made them feel connected. Bridget felt a pang of jealousy and sadness as she listened. The warmth of familiar love seemed so far removed from her reality, as she wished desperately to be part of such conversations. Instead, she found herself retreating into her own silence, feeling like an outsider in a place that should have felt like a community. As time passed, Bridget reflected on her past, contemplating the choices that led to her this point. Her mind often drifted back to the day her husband left. It was a day filled with confusion and heartache, but she had never anticipated how drastically her life would change in the aftermath. The emotional wounds ran deep, and the healing process felt almost impossible within the confines of a nursing home. There were moments of clarity amidst the fog of her thoughts. Bridget recognized that she had been stubborn, unwilling to bend or adapt to the changes in her life. She had allowed her pride to dictate her actions, which ultimately led to this place of isolation. The realization stung, but it also sparked a flicker of determination within her. With a newfound sense of purpose, Bridget resolved to try and connect with the other residents more actively. She began participating in activities, attending group meals, and engaging in conversations, even when it felt uncomfortable. Little by little, she started forming connections with few of the residents who shared similar experiences. Their stories resonated with her, and together they found solace in their shared struggles. As weeks turned into months, Bridget found herself laughing more often. The sound of her own laughter surprised her. It felt foreign, yet beautiful, and these moments, she felt a glimmer of hope that perhaps life could still hold joy for her. Each small interaction with her fellow residents began to chip away at the walls that she had built around herself. However, the road to recovery was far from smooth. There were days when the weight of her regrets would come crashing down on her, leaving her feeling desolate once again. During those moments, she would find solace in the garden outside of the nursing home. Surrounded by the beauty of nature, she would take a deep breath, inhaling the fresh air as she closed her eyes. The scent of flowers and the sound of birds chirping would envelop her, providing a much-needed reprieve from her thoughts. One particular afternoon, while sitting on a bench in the garden, Bridget struck up a conversation with a woman named Margaret, who had just moved into a nursing home. Margaret was vibrant, with a zest for life that was infectious. She shared stories of her travels, her family, and the adventures she had experienced. Bridget found herself captivated by Margaret's energy and warmth, feeling drawn to her like a moth to a flame. As they spoke, Bridget felt a renewed sense of hope. Margaret encouraged her to embrace each day with an open heart, reminding her that it's never too late to find joy again. Their friendship blossomed, and soon they were inseparable, sharing meals, stories, and laughter. For the first time in a long while, Bridget felt seen and valued. With Margaret by her side, Bridget began to participate in more activities organized by the nursing home. They attended art classes, engaged in book discussion, and even joined the gardening club. The vibrant colors of the flowers they planted together brought a sense of joy to Bridget's heart. With each new experience, she found herself slowly shedding the heaviness that would weigh her down for so long. One day, during a particularly poignant conversation with Margaret, Bridget opened up about her past, the mistakes she had made,
the regrets she carried, and the pain of being alone. Margaret listened intently, offering comfort and understanding. "We all have regrets, Bridget," she said softly. "Matters is what we do with that pain. We can either let it define us or allow it to propel us into a new chapter of our lives." Bridget pondered those words for days. She realized that while her past could not be changed, she had the power to shape her present and future. Inspired by this revelation, she decided to write letters to her family, her husband, her children, and even Carter. It was a daunting task, but she felt an overwhelming need to express her feelings, to apologize for the pain she had caused, and to ask for forgiveness. With Margaret's support, Bridget found the courage to put pen to paper. As she wrote, tears flowed freely, a cathartic release of emotions she had bottled up for far too long. She poured her heart into each letter, acknowledging her mistake and expressing her love for her family. It was a healing process, and with each word, she felt a sense of weight lifting off her shoulders. Once the letters were complete, she hesitated before sending them. The fear of rejection loomed large in her mind, but Margaret reminded her that taking that step was essential for her own healing. "You deserve to be heard, Bridget," she said firmly. "No matter the outcome, this is you reclaiming your voice." After much deliberation, Bridget finally mailed the letters, her heart racing with a mix of anxiety and hope. She had no idea how her family would respond, but she knew she had taken a significant step forward towards healing. Days turned into weeks, and just when she began to wonder if she would ever hear back, a letter arrived from her daughter. With trembling hands, Bridget opened it, her heart pounding in her chest. As she read her daughter's words, tears streamed down her face. Her daughter expressed love, understanding, and a willingness to reconnect. It was beautiful, a heartfelt message that sparked a glimmer of hope in Bridget's heart. Following her daughter's letter, Bridget received responses from her husband and even Carter. They expressed their love for her and their desire to mend the fractured relationships. Each letter brought her joy, and the overwhelming sense of acceptance and forgiveness washed over her. With newfound connections, Bridget felt revitalized. She continued to nurture her friendships at the nursing home, growing closer to Margaret and other residents who had become her support system. Their shared experiences and laughter became a balm for her soul, filling the void that had once consumed her. As time passed, Bridget transformed from a woman burdened by regret into one filled with purpose and joy. She found herself engaging in more activities, helping others in the nursing home, and volunteering her time to make the place feel like a true community. Her laughter echoed in the hallways once more, a melody of hope that inspired those around her. Bridget's journey of healing had just begun, but she was determined to embrace every moment. The woman who once left her homes in tears now stood tall, surrounded by friends and family who loved her. With each passing day, she discovered that life, even in its most challenging moments, could still hold beauty and connection.
Listen carefully, Sandy. What I'm about to say is final, so make sure you fully understand.
Frank? We just finished my father's funeral a few hours ago, and I'm still in no state to take in anything serious right now.
Precisely because the funeral is over now, this is the perfect time to discuss it.
Discuss what, exactly?
From now on, the inheritance that you were supposed to receive from your father will be under my control.
Excuse me? Frank, I really do appreciate all the help you offered during the funeral and everything, but as far as my father's inheritance goes, I don't need you interfering, alright?
Huh?
In the first place, my father's inheritance has nothing to do with you. And the fact that you're bringing this up right now, of all times, is beyond inconsiderate.
I'll divorce you!
What?
If you've got any objections, I'll divorce you and you can get out of my sight.
Pardon me?
Just remember, we don't have any kids tying us down, so we can go through with the divorce easily. No strings attached.
I'm not even sure where this is coming from.
If you don't like it, then just get a divorce. Simple as that.
I see. So this is what my father was warning me about.
Huh? What are you talking about?
We're supposed to discuss the inheritance matters a few weeks after his passing. I'm exhausted right now, so could you hold off this conversation for later?
Oh, that's all you meant. All right, fair enough. I get that there's nothing I could do about it alone at the moment anyway, so I guess I'll wait. But don't forget, you better think carefully about what conclusion you're gonna reach if you want me to stick around and not walk out of this marriage.
Hello, Riley.
Hello, Sandy.
I'm so sorry to disturb you during your time off. Is now a good time to talk?
Yes, it's perfectly fine.
First of all, I want to thank you for everything you did during my father's funeral over these past few days. You were there to help with every detail, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Oh, don't mention it. Your father taught me so much in my role as one of his secretaries over the few years, and I feel incredibly honored to have been able to assist in giving him a proper farewell.
Hearing you say that means so much. I'm sure my father would be glad to know you feel that way about him.
Thank you.
From now on, I'll be the one who needs your support. Though, honestly, I feel like I've already been relying on you so much. I'm really looking forward to working with you.
The pleasure is all mine. I look forward to working with you as well.
Apologies for the long introduction, but
you want to talk about your husband, don't you?
Yes. This is a delicate time, so it's no surprise you picked up on it.
Yes, it's just as your father said it would be. I think it was a good decision to be prepared in advance.
Really? Thank you. Now that I think of it, it was the information you shared with us that helped us take precautions in the first place. I don't know what I would have done without your help, so thank you again.
No need to thank me. It was just something I happened to witness, but I'm glad if it ended up being helpful to you.
Well, about that next step, I'll be coming into the office tomorrow afternoon, so I'd like to discuss this further then.
Yes? Understood. I'll inform all of the relevant parties and make the necessary arrangements.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Frank, you haven't come home ever since the funeral. Care to explain why?
Huh? Oh, that. Well, I told you that if you didn't put me in charge of managing your father's inheritance, we'd be getting a divorce. Given that, I figured it'd be better if we didn't stay under the same roof for now. Maybe this way you'll experience what it feels like to be alone without me around. It should give you a clearer idea of how much impact a divorce could have on ya. It might even help you come to the right decision.
Oh, I see. So that's your reasoning. By the way, where exactly are you staying right now?
My parents' house.
Interesting. I've already called your parents' house and they confirmed that you're not staying there.
What?
Just to check. You're still going to work, right?
Of course, yeah. It's not like I'm out here taking a break because I'm feeling unwell or anything.
Good. That's all I needed to know.
Wait, what?
I'll leave it to you to think what about this means.
Huh? What? What are you talking about?
Thank you for today. Of course, everything went smoothly, with everyone in full agreement and no conflicts.
That's a relief. Now it feels like we're finally getting started for real.
Let me say once again, congratulations on becoming the new president.
Thank you very much. For now, I'll mostly be relying on the support of the chairman, who was also our president 2 generations ago, as well as your support in your new role as my secretary. I'm counting on both of you to guide me through the transition.
It's my pleasure. I look forward to supporting you.
Alright then. First things first,
Let's start with a complete cleanup of everything around me.
Hey, Sandy! What did you do to my company?
Your constant calls are getting annoying.
That's because you still haven't told me what you did to my company! I was just informed by upper management that all our dealings with Company S have been permanently terminated. They even said I'm personally responsible for the fallout. Do you have any idea what that means? Company S is the largest player in the industry with over 9,000 employees. They're one of our biggest sources of revenue and an absolutely critical partner for us. And now on top of it all, I find out you're the new president of Company S? How could this be happening? And why wasn't I told anything about it? What on earth is going on around me? Explain it to me! If you don't, I might just have to go through with that divorce we talked about.
Yes, I'm perfectly fine with getting a divorce.
What?
If you could recognize that what you've been doing has finally caught up with you, this might make a lot more sense to you.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Well, I suppose I should at least explain why I ended up being the president of Company S.
Yeah, exactly! I knew your father was the previous president of Company S, but you were never even a part of the company, right? How did it end up that you, of all people, would take over his role as the president?
It seems there's a bit of a misunderstanding here. I didn't become the next president just because I happen to be the previous president's daughter.
What's that supposed to mean?
5 years ago, during my father's presidency, Company S faced 3 consecutive years of severe financial losses. It was a rough time for everyone, and he ended up seeking advice from me because I work as a business consultant. I developed a strategic recovery plan, which the company adapted, and it led to a remarkable turnaround in performance. Since then, many members of the board and other stakeholders remember that success came to view me as the potential future leader of the company. With the approval and unanimous support of the board and shareholders, I officially appointed as the next president.
And you never thought to tell me this in advance?
The announcement hadn't been made official yet.
But still!
Honestly, I didn't see the need to share it with someone I'd been planning to divorce for over 6 months.
What? 6 months?
Yes, I wanted to pursue this divorce sooner, but with my father's health issues and my new role at the company, I had to put those plans on hold. Now that things have been settled though, I'll be moving forward with this, so I'd suggest you prepare yourself.
Hey! Now you're sending a certified letter too? What's the meaning of this? Why am I suddenly being slapped with a demand for alimony? And what's going on with me handling your father's inheritance like we discussed?
First of all, you never had any legal right to be involved in my father's inheritance.
Are you trying to get divorced? Is that what you want?
I already told you, a divorce would be perfectly fine with me.
Why? Why are you doing this all of a sudden?
Should I spell it out for you? Everything is out in the open now. Or don't you have any idea why this is happening?
Out in the open? What are you talking about?
For instance, the place you're currently living? Since you've stopped coming home, you're now staying somewhere else, right? I believe it's a unit about a 10-minute walk from A Station's north exit, specifically H Heights, room 103. It belongs to a woman named Avery.
Who? What?
She's your affair partner, isn't she?
Wait a minute.
And let me guess, that certified letter I sent, it was delivered to that address, wasn't it? You're scrambling right now. desperately trying to figure out how all of this is falling apart around you. But isn't it obvious? I'd suggest you start connecting the dots.
This can't be happening! What? Sandy? I just got fired from the company! What on earth is going on here? Is halting all our transactions not enough for you?
Look, the decision to fire you was made internally within your company after a thorough evaluation of your conduct. You can't just blame everything on me.
This makes no sense at all!
Didn't the company explain to you why the transactions were halted?
I was too shocked about getting fired to even pay attention to that!
Honestly, you're incredibly bold when it comes to making trouble, but once you panic, it's like you turn into a total wreck.
So what? What's your point?
You were flirting with the receptionist at our office, right?
Wait, what?
And also, regarding the women you interacted with often for work, I believe there were few complaints from 3 people. One other front desk employees and a part-time office building. They mentioned that you were stalking them, persistently pushing for a relationship, and you even tried to drag one of them to a hotel.
No, that can't be true!
We have solid evidence against you. There's no way to talk your way out of this. For our company, the risks are just too great. We have to consider the safety of our employees, and we can no longer trust you as a business partner. So, stopping all transactions was the only viable option.
This can't be happening!
Well, you're the one who's now responsible for this situation. You got fired because of your actions.
Are you serious? Did everything really come out in the open?
Right. And on a personal note, you've been chasing after women without a shred of decency, and the existence of your affair has been confirmed. I can't stand having such a vulgar husband anymore. I'm going to seek alimony and file for divorce.
Wait a minute! Hold on, what if I try to offset things with the property division?
You mean the joint savings? You squandered almost all of that on your affair, didn't you?
But what about your father's inheritance? You're the only daughter of the former president of that huge company, S-Corp. Surely you must have inherited a significant amount.
What? You think your logic is sound?
Yeah, I mean, your father was a big deal, right? So you should have some substantial assets from that inheritance.
The inheritance doesn't count toward property division in a divorce.
What?
Yes, you just revealed your complete ignorance on the matter. Now going forward, please communicate through your lawyer.
Wait! I need to tell you something! I've got debts piling up!
I assume those are the debts from your extravagant spending on those hostesses?
You knew about that, too?
Please, communicate through your lawyer from now on. Goodbye.
Sandy!
A month has passed, and at long last my divorce has been finalized. It's a significant milestone that I have been anxiously anticipating. I never thought I would find myself in this situation, but here we are. I can now finally say that I am free from the emotional entanglements of my past relationship. The alimony has been successfully paid, and it feels surreal to declare that I am no longer connected to him in any way. This divorce has allowed me to sever ties and step into a new chapter of my life as a completely independent person. With this legal separation, we're now officially strangers, essentially red flags in each other's lives. I can finally take a deep breath and feel the weight lifting off my shoulders. The burden of constant worry and heartache that followed me during our marriage has dissipated, and I can now focus on healing and rediscovering who I am outside of that relationship. Interestingly, the woman with whom he had an affair also contributed to the settlement. However, it appears that the excitement of their secret relationship has lost its charm, and they too have ended things amidst the chaos that ensued from my divorce. The whole situation has turned into a bitter mess, and it seems that they were unable to maintain their connection once reality of the circumstances hit them. But make no mistake, this is certainly not the end of my challenges. Life, as I have learned through this experience, has a tendency to throw unexpected obstacles in our paths just when we think we have everything figured out. Frank, my ex-husband, is now facing demands for alimony from multiple women. It appears he was not just unfaithful to me, he had been pursuing relationships with several others while we were married. The fallout from this revelation is intense, and the financial implications are staggering. There are rumors swirling around that at least one woman is in a precarious situation due to this mess, and it seems that the amounts being claimed could become quite substantial. Frank might soon be in the midst of a financial crisis as a direct result of his poor choices. It's ironic, really. The very actions he took to seek fulfillment outside our marriage have come back to haunt them. Seeing him grapple with the consequences of his decisions is somewhat satisfying. The gravity of his choices is becoming apparent, and it's almost poetic justice that he must now face the repercussions. Meanwhile, the company I used to deal with, the one connected to S Corporation, has been working tirelessly to recover from the loss of our business relationship. The current president of that company has taken it upon himself to go out onto the field personally to drum up new clients and new partnerships. It's commendable to see their efforts to rebuild their reputation and improve their performance after our separation. They are showing resilience in the face of adversity, and it serves as a reminder that sometimes challenges can push us to adapt and grow. As for me, my new journey as the president of my company has begun. Each day brings its own set of challenges and triumphs, and while I am filled with gratitude for the support I've received from those around me, I'm also acutely aware of the immense responsibility that now rests on my shoulders. Inheriting this company from my father is both an honor and a heavy burden. It's my goal to nurture and expand it, to make sure even better than it was before. The pressure to succeed is palpable, but I am determined to rise to the occasion and prove that I can lead this company into a brighter future. I often reflect on the lessons I've learned through this tumultuous journey. This divorce has taught me a great deal about resilience, self-worth, and the power of independence. I realize now that I am capable of standing on my own 2 feet, and I have the strength to create life that I can be proud of. I no longer need to rely on anyone else for my happiness or my financial stability. The freedom I have gained is empowering, and I am committed to making the most of it. The relationships I build in this new chapter of my life will be a fundamental success. I am fortunate to be surrounded by supportive friends and colleagues who have been instrumental in helping me transition into this new role. Their encouragement fuels my desire to push forward and achieve my goals. I find myself wanting to make meaningful connections, both personally and professionally, and I understand that collaboration and teamwork are vital in this industry. In this new environment, I'm also learning the nuances of leadership. It's one thing to manage a team, but it's another to inspire and motivate them. I want my employees to feel valued and recognized for their hard work and contributions. I am committed to creating a positive workplace culture, one where everyone feels they can contribute and be heard. It's essential for the growth of the company and for the happiness of my team. And I know that a happy team leads to productive work, which in turn contributes to the success of the business. As I navigate in this new landscape, I often think back to my father and the lessons he imparted to me. He always emphasized the importance of integrity, honesty, and hard work. I want to honor his legacy by ensuring that our company operates with the highest ethical standards. Trust is paramount in business, and I aim to build relationships based on transparency and mutual respect. I want to create an environment where everyone feels a sense of ownership and pride in their work. Looking ahead, I have ambitious plans for the future of the company. I envision expanding our services, reaching new markets, and creating innovative solutions that meets the needs of our clients. It's an exciting prospect, and while there will undoubtedly be challenges along the way, I am ready to face them head on. I believe that with the right mindset, strategic planning, and a strong team, we can achieve great things together. I am also acutely aware of the personal growth that comes with these professional challenges. Each obstacle I encounter helps me develop resilience, adaptability, and confidence. I find myself evolving into a more assertive and decisive individual. The experiences of the past month, both in my personal and professional life, have shaped me into someone who knows their worth and refuses to settle for less. As I embark on this journey of growth, I am reminded of the importance of balance. It's easy to get caught up on the hustle and grind of work, but I also make time for myself and my well-being. I have learned that taking care of my mental health is just as crucial as achieving business success. I try to carve out time in my schedule for relaxation and self-care, whether that means enjoying a quiet evening at home, pursuing hobbies, or spending quality time with friends and family. I know that to be effective in my role, I need to recharge and maintain my well-being. In conclusion, while the past month has been tumultuous, it has also been a period of profound transformation for me. I have emerged from the chaos of my divorce with newfound strength and clarity. The challenges I face in my new role as a business president are significant, but I am committed to navigating them with integrity and determination. I will continue to learn and grow, not just as a professional, but as a person. The journey ahead is promising, and I am excited to see where it will lead me. I look forward to shaping the future of the company and making a positive impact in the industry while embracing my newfound freedom and independence. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We'll look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.